What's up, everybody? Okay, here's some breaking news. I went to see a Gaiac dealer yesterday. If you already, or if you don't know already, I've got an APR stage 1 tune. Been debating on whether I'm going stage 2 because of everything APR. And APR's distributor says that you need for a stage 2. And I guess what I can tell you is bullshit. A lot of the stuff that they're telling you need for a stage 2, you don't need. It's more like it's a good idea, or if you're going to be running your car hard, racing it, I guess, yeah, these are extra parts you want to put on, but it's not necessary. It's not going to blow your car up if you don't get it, as long as you understand what it is that those parts, those extra parts actually are. Man, that was super close. But yeah, I went to the Gaiac distributor. Very informative. Not like APR. APR, like I said, is telling you need all of this, and charge air cooler. You need this. You need this auxiliary pump. You need these spark plugs. You need nickel and diming you. Okay, that's a lie. You don't need it. Gaiac. I met two guys yesterday over at Gaiac with Gaiac tunes on. Both of them have had their tunes on their car for about 20,000 miles. And neither one of the guys were running charge air coolers. One guy was talking about doing it, but that's because he's actually tracking his car. And I'm in Arizona, so what they said, and I'll tell you what, that's extreme conditions for any tune, any car whatsoever out here in Arizona because of the heat we get, the heat soak. But again, 110 degrees, 114, anything 190 degrees, or not 190, 90 or 100 degrees here, don't beat on your car that day. Wait till the evening to beat on your car when temperatures drop and the air gets a little denser. Makes sense. APR doesn't tell you that. APR is telling you that you need these parts. I'm not trying to bash APR. I get it. It's a company. They're trying to make money. But a lot of the stuff they try to sell you with their kits and tunes, you don't need. It's not a necessity. It's not that dire of a situation unless you're going to race your car, unless that's what majority of your driving's going to be. That's what you're going to have to address those things. But other than that, you can stage 2 it without all of that and be fine. Gaiac, like I said, he was very informative. Very informative. Like I said, I found out a lot of stuff yesterday. I got home last night, did some research. To be honest, you know, I was thinking about switching from APR to Gaiac. It's going to cost the same to go Gaiac stage 2 as it would to step up from the APR stage 1 to stage 2. Plus, like I said, they sell you the Ultra Charger and, you know, all this other stuff that these are just extra parts that you don't necessarily need if you're not going to be racing your car, or if you just want to have flashy parts on there to go, oh, look, I got this new part and I got this new part. Then I'm going to tell you what, they got you by the wallet. Their tactic, their advertising, gotcha. There's better tunes out there. Gaiac, I think, is one of the better tunes. I don't have a Gaiac. I can't speak for that, but just from talking to these guys and seeing some of their dyno sheets with their, you know, stage 2, you know, Gaiac, it blows away APRs, and they're more concrete numbers too. If you look at the APR website, it gives you hypothetical. Hypotheticals are good for dreaming and daydreaming, but actual numbers, a Gaiac has it. I'm going to tell you something else I found out. Now, doing my research, I come across another company that does tuning for Audi, BMW, Lamborghini, Bugatti. They do tuning for all these high-end cars. And that's the route I'm going, and I'm going to tell you what I found out. With their pulley, which you could use any pulley. If you wanted to use APR pulley, you could use APR pulley. But with their pulley, well, for one, it's a quarter of the price. Billet, and it comes with the belt, and their tune, is a quarter of the price. Their Stage 2 is a quarter of the price of APR's and GAIAC Stage 2. And the numbers are bigger. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to brag about it too much. My pulley's on its way from this guy I met or researched or came across last night. My pulley's on the way. You send your ECM to him. He flashes or not flashes it, does their version of their Stage 2, which includes the DSM tune. So they have a lot of high-end cars under their belts. They've done, I don't know how many, quite a few Audis. It's over 100 Audis, the R8s. So they know Audi, they know Lamborghini, they know a lot of these high-end cars. I'm going to tell you this. They are a quarter of the price. To Stage 2 it, I'm going to spend another, either way I go. If I'm going to go GAIAC, the Stage 2 it, I'm going to spend another $2,400 to GAIAC. If I'm going to continue on to Stage 2 with APR and the way they want to do it, with the charge air cooler and the auxiliary pump and the install kit and the upper pulley and lower pulley, and you know, that's another $2,400 right there, plus the labor it's going to take me to do it. And then, like I said, I can buy all of it through ECS. But the tuners that do APR don't want you to put the parts on yourself for some reason. More nickel and diamond. I get it. Companies are trying to make money, but you should have the option of wrenching your own if that's what you want to do. If you F it up, then, you know, that's up to you to deal with. But to basically tell you, and I'm an experienced mechanic over 30 years, not on German cars, on American cars, but it's not rocket science from there. I can work on Audis. I can work on, I can work on import cars. It's no big deal. I had an Evo, you know, which in 2003 they had no parts for it. So in doing research, I found out that the parts from the Eclipse fit perfectly on the Evo. So that's where it started. I was one of those first guys. There was only 5 of us in Chicago. We were the first 5 to own the Evo in the United States back in 2003. I had number 226, something like that. But nevertheless, yeah, I wasn't an idiot, and you know, did our research. We didn't have a lot of computer stuff at that time. You weren't able to research like that in depth. But like I said, being in that industry, you know, motor's the same, chassis the same. Okay, let's see if it bolts on, and it did. So, but nevertheless, don't get nickel and dimed. Don't believe the hype. Just because everybody's running APR or GAIAC or whoever else is out there, EPL, there's quite a few of them. And I'm going to tell you what, just because everybody's running their parts doesn't mean you have to. There's good tuners out there, better than, and these guys at this point, they're not looking to make, you know, thousands of dollars off their very first customer. The tuning game is so far into it now than from where it was 4 or 5 years ago. So anybody can tune your car. All the parts you buy through these companies, these, you know, whatever. Like I said, don't want to bash on APR or GAIAC or anybody, but also understand that all of their parts are knockoffs of the original. They didn't do anything specific that these other companies are doing, but you can pay less to get what you need, to get the horsepower and the performance you're looking for and the reliability. Don't be fooled by the hype. You know, everybody's trying to sell you a product, but you know, you find companies that, like I said, that are into it to get their name out there. You're going to save some money if you can find a company that has a reputation of, I mean, tuning high-end cars. That's a company you want to go with. Remember, our cars only cost $60,000. They're high-end cars, $250 million cars, you know, if these guys are tuning those, their work has to be good. Yeah, you know, a millionaire, a billionaire is not going to take a piece of crap. They're not going to settle for a shiny turd. So I did find a company. Like I said, I'm paying quarter of the price. So that's with the equipment, the pulley, the belt. Plugs, if I want to do plugs, he said it's not necessary. Although APR says that it's necessary that you do the plugs. But, you know, I'm going to do it. I mean, it just makes a little bit more sense. Like I said, I'm in Arizona. So, yeah, I want to keep my Spark a little bit cooler. But I'm also not going to beat on it at 110 degrees or 100 degrees outside. I'm not new to the game. I understand how this stuff works. But a quarter of the price. A quarter, and that's no lie. Once the pulley gets here, I will do a review of the pulley. I'll put it on, but again, I won't be able to tell anything until after I get the tune back, which he only has it. You're without your ECM for 48 hours, I think it is. And it's a tune that blows away a stage 2. They don't even consider it any stage. It's, you know, what is it you're looking for, basically. And they built their tunes off everybody else's tune to, like a Revo, which I know a lot of people talk about because they're so new, but you know, they're not pushing the extreme. You know, if you tell them you're looking for something that's reliable, that's all GAIAC and APR are. They're reliable tunes that aren't gonna, you know, initially blow your car up. It's the way you drive it that's gonna determine how long your car is gonna last with a tune on it. Upkeep and maintenance. You know, just don't beat the shit out of it. If you are, understand that, you know, there's where stuff starts to get broken. You're going to have to put more money into it. But a daily driver that's, you know, red light racing, you know, stoplight racing, whatever, but highway driving, fast driving, any of these tunes, they're all going to be reliable in that respect. But yeah, if you're going to beat on it, yeah, it's not going to last that long. A quarter of the price. I will give you a price, and when I do the full review after, you know, the tune gets here and the pulley gets here, the quality of the pulley is identical. I mean, I've seen so many pulleys out there that companies have made. I've used so many different pulleys on vehicles from companies out of Florida. That were, and this is on my Roush, that blew away Roush's pulleys. I mean, blew them away, and the customer service was, you know, dead spot on. And it was another thing. With my Roush, those parts I had to come from Roush. You know what I mean? I couldn't even get spark plugs. I couldn't get an air filter. You know, everything had to come from Roush. And researching, you come across these companies that are doing the work, that are, you know, that aren't a Roush company, huge, gigantic, you know, billion-dollar company. These are common guys that love, you know, the sport and making parts for their vehicles, and they start to share it. And I'll tell you, the pulley I bought through this company in Florida for my Roush, I think I paid $150 for it. Roush wanted something like $280 plus the spark plugs and the new belt, and you know, they were trying to nickel and dime me. I found this guy, you know, he gave me the number to find the belt. I got it at O'Reilly's for $14 for the belt. The pulley was an amazing pulley, better diameter, I think, than what Roush wanted to put on. But nevertheless, like I said, it's just doing research, and I didn't need to follow everybody else. I'm not a sheep in the herd. I will put a no-name product on my car. You know, I'll research it. I'm not an idiot, but, and like, it goes back to the Evo. We couldn't find clutches for our cars to, you know, stop them from burning out. You know, 3,000 miles, the first one went out. 13,000, the second went out. Found a company that is in the United States called No Name. That was the name of the company. Very last clutch I had to put on that car. It handled everything I threw at it. And it was half the price of what Mitsubishi wanted, or who else was big at that time? You know what? I can't even remember. But nevertheless, it was half the price of everybody else out there. But very last clutch I ever had to buy. So do the research. There's companies out there that aren't trying to make a killing on you, that are in it for the same reasons you are, because you love it. They come across a part that they can improve on. They do, like everybody else does. APR, I mean, every company out there, AEW or whatever, AWE, whatever they are. Remember, all the parts they have are knockoffs of everybody else's part. Everything starts with a stock part. And in hindsight is always better intuition. So, you know, I buy a car and I have a CNC machine, and I know that a smaller diameter pulley will work better on a supercharger, at least, you know, building boost. Guess what? I can make one. But do I have to sell it to you at $300 fucking dollars? You know what I'm saying? And it only cost me, I don't know, at the most $65 to make. You know what I'm saying? So do the research. I don't know what else. Real quick. Okay. I did a video on my P3 boost gauge. And I was saying that there was a blemish on it. There's no blemish on it. I installed it at dusk, and I'm thinking that little blemish that was in the corner was a scratch, and no. Daylight came, and obviously I put my glasses on, and it says P3. So it's not a blemish. I'm sorry to ECS for, well, I think I deleted that video, but nevertheless, yeah, there was no blemish on it. And being I deleted the video, nobody will ever know this, but I'm a man. I'm going to admit my mistake. I made a mistake and spoke out of my ass. So that P3 gauge, easy hookup. Anybody can do it. You really, all you're doing is running wires, and everything is plug and play. I mean, it's that easy. Quick mod update. APR stage 1. Custom exhaust Magnaflow mufflers, custom Magnaflow X-pipe, Nichi 19.9.5. You can see those 255, 35 ZR19 tires. You can see the fitment. It's 2 fingers. Yeah, sorry, I was in a motorcycle accident. That's what this is. The fitment is beautiful. The stance of the car, I don't know if you can see. How much of that can you see? I don't know. But these tires are so wide. They make the car look so freaking wide. Yeah. There the car is. What else? Tinted the windows. RS type grill. You can see the RS type grill with the S4 badge. I see a lot of guys with the A4s and S4s with the RS badge. Like, why do you do that? It's, you know what I mean? To me, that's false flag, and that's what we would say. Yeah, you can see the fitment of the tires. Yeah, this is a bad camera angle. But just a few things to it. It's going to be tastefully modded. You know, I'm kind of excited about looking at close to 500 horsepower. It's over 400 on the ground. I will dyno it after the tune that I'm about to get and the pulley I'm going to install. And like I said, I'll do a full review on that if it's starting to run hot. But what I'm told is not supposed to. What APR tries to tell you is it's definitely going to, and it doesn't. Especially with just the top pulley, the upper supercharger pulley. Nah, you shouldn't have to worry about heat soak. And if your temperatures, you know, stay below 100 degrees most of the year, that's not going to be an issue. I'm in Arizona now, so yeah, it's going to be an issue here. But I'm moving back to the Midwest, so then I definitely don't have anything to worry about. Crank pulley, it's not really going to do much for you, even though they're trying to sell you that BS idea, you know. But from what I know about motors, you know, your crank pulley, you don't want to mess with it. That's the balance of your motor right there at that pulley. So and your crank is designed to spin at a, you know, at a specific RPM, I don't know. I think you're asking for trouble with it. But I don't know. It's a German car. Maybe it's different. I don't know. From what I know, are these cars built for a high speed, you know, revolution of the crank? I don't know. And I mean, I would think that they're pretty much at their limit that from factory on these cars. I know the R8s rev a little bit higher, but you know, I again, for what it's worth, that lower pulley and AP, or what is it, APR, they want almost $400 for that, which, what are you going to get out of it? That extra 2 horsepower, I think it is. It's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. You could find other things on your car to get you that extra 2 horsepower. I mean, so I don't think it's worth it. But again, it's your money. It's not mine. Again, I'm not just going to keep throwing parts at this thing and go, oh, look at, I could put the badges of, you know, APR or, you know, whatever company all over my car. You know what I mean? No, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? I've built high horsepower cars without name brand parts. You know what I'm saying? I have done it before and never had a problem with the cars. And I say high horsepower, I had built a 750 horsepower Corvette. I built it. I did something nobody else in the United States would have done in the C6. I took out an LS2 and put an LS3 in an 05 Corvette, which they said, you know, well, here, it was supposed to be just a drop in and go. But, yeah, no, nothing worked right. So, with the help of Lingenfelter, we came up with a wiring harness that got that motor to work. And you know, with a 620 lift or 720 lift cam, the exhaust, the headwork on the LS3s were better. That's why I went LS3. Again, it was a very expensive project, which, you know, it was an awesome car. Like I said, it was, you know, just under 700 horsepower to the wheels. So, but that's too much horsepower for a Corvette, and the wife made me get rid of it, and I'm not mad about it. So, and again, these are no-name parts, small guys in the industry, the just coming up guys in the industry. So, I didn't need to run what everybody else was running. The parts I put on there were just as good, if not better. You know, I say even for my exhaust, you know, everybody couldn't believe what it was, and it was not a budget, but not. It didn't have Nike flashed all over it. You know what I'm saying? So, just a little bit of my experience in this industry and, you know, building cars. You don't have to go with it what everybody else does. Just do some legwork, you know, do the research. And the internet is there for you guys. You can do it through the internet. So it's a little easier than, you know, back in my day, you had to grab magazines and word of mouth, go to these shows, talk to these, you know, old timers, and, you know, they eventually you got down to the same conclusion, like, holy shit, you know. If you can't build it yourself, find another guy that does build him himself. Major companies got big because they made money on these people that followed them, that needed those name brand parts, which that's what you're paying for mostly of. And people, oh, they do the research and say, yeah, okay, bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody outside of NASA and the government spends that kind of money doing test and tunes, okay? Nobody, except for NASA and the government. These other companies, no, you tune one part or you test one part. But again, that part they're testing is a knockoff of another company. They're just perfecting on the weld or the thickness of the mounting surface or the metal that they're going to use the plates with. It's, trust me, I know that part about this industry. So, okay, a word to the wise. Research. Once I do this full video of after this build, which is going to be pretty soon, I say within the next couple weeks, you guys will see exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'll give you a breakdown of price. And I'm going to tell you what, you can build your car for a lot less than they're telling you you can. You don't hear a lot of money or prices being thrown around on you know, these videos. I think it's because guys know subconsciously that they're getting taken. So don't get taken. There's no reason to. There's 1,000 companies out there building the part you're looking for. You know what I mean? building the part you're looking for. Again, the brake rotors, I went to the OE ones. They're going to work the best. Okay, they're not drilled and slotted and all that, but how much do I actually need that in my driving, the way I drive? Nah. I'm not tracking my car, and if you're going to go drilled and slotted, trust me, if you're going to track your car with those, you're going to have to get drilled and slotted rotors over and over and over. They're not going to last long. So if you're a street guy, you're just cruising it, maybe showing it, racing from stop sign to stop sign or stoplight to stoplight, you go ahead and put them on, be flashy, but you know, trust me, the original equipment for, especially German equipment for the Audi, very good stuff. Brake pads, I don't like them, but they're going to work the best. I mean, you could buy brake pads, which I was looking at some, which, you know, this was a young company when I was a kid. Now, all of a sudden, their brake pads are, you know, $80 a set, $90, $100 and something a set. Back in the day, they were $25, $30. You know what I'm saying? Why did they get so much more expensive? Oh, because they did research? No. No, it's because everybody's buying them. Everybody's following everybody, so they jack the prices up to make their billions on you. Yeah, that's how that works. It's a company. It's a corporation. That's how it is done. You pay taxes on your ability to go to work, your job, your food, your gas, your gum, your everything. You keep paying taxes. Same with these companies. They just keep charging you. And if you're going to pay it, they're just going to keep charging you more. So do your research. You're going to find awesome parts. They don't need to be name brand, up-and-coming companies. You know what I'm saying? The parts that are using now, like I said, are already out there. Everybody is just fine-tuning them. So that's it. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next video, which it's probably going to be a while. I'm not going to do one of the intake that's supposed to be here today. I'm not going to do one of the intake. I'm going to wait until I get the pulley on, the tune done, and I'll do some 0 to 60s and make my appointment to hit the dyno and to show you what kind of power can be made on the I'm not even going to say on the budget, because that makes you think I'm putting all eBay parts. No. Yeah, I guess even some eBay parts aren't terrible, but nevertheless, it's not on the budget. It's just a more sensible way to build your car. I could do a lot more with an extra $2,000 in my pocket than spending my whole wallet on one mod. Let that be a lesson to you. R2 Swift, out.